Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is a blue collar wine show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. I'm doing a blind tasting. I love doing blind tastings. They're so much fun for me. I learn a lot. And we are going to do what they call GSM blends. GSM stands for Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. Now, they're very popular in the United States. New World GSMs are huge. It's a huge part of the red blend section. I know a lot of you out there probably like those blends. I know Han Estates does a really good one. There's a couple from Washington State. There's one called Secret Squirrel by the Corliss family, Corliss Winery, that is really, really popular. So there's a lot of GSM blends out there. But the Rhone Valley, really, that's where it all started. GSMs, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. That's what they do in the Rhone Valley. Now, that's mostly in the southern Rhone. Northern Rhone usually it's mostly Syrah, same. They also do some pretty good GSMs in South Africa, and they actually do quite a few in Australia. So we're going to do a little Old World versus New World challenge of GSM blends and see which one comes out on top. So let's get started right away with number one. Number one. I will try them, I'll talk about them, then I will grade them and unveil them at the end. The unveiling. Okay, got Syrah Mourvedre. You know, they all do it a little differently in their blends and how much they do of each varietal in that blend. Some put the percentages on there, some don't. This is a really nice purple, reddish purple color to it, as you can see. I'm going to get one of these days, I'm going to get the white card. I don't know why I do not have a white card, but I don't. You have to trust me, it's kind of reddish purple. Same. Let's see what we get on the nose. A lot of blackberry notes. A lot of blackberry notes. Blackberry and plum is what I'm getting on this one. Pretty good aromatics. It pops quite a bit on the nose. A little bit of licorice coming through as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. Nice balance on this one. Nice peppery notes on the finish. So those blackberry and plum notes come through. It's fairly light-bodied. I'm going to say there's probably good amount of Grenache in this one because it's a little bit lighter. Syrah would be a little bit heavier. Mourvedre is pretty much a color, adds a lot of color to it. I have yet to try a really good Mourvedre from Washington State. I'm sure there's one out there. I just haven't done it yet. So anyway, fairly light-bodied. Nice blackberry and plum notes coming through, and like I said, a little bit of white pepper and black pepper on the back end. Nice balance. A little light, and then there's a little, I'm getting just a hit of, tiny hit of tobacco on the back end of this wine. All right, nice start, not spectacular, but a good wine. Good balance. A little light though, a little light, lighter than I would think. Number two, a little rinse. I'm going to say number one is New World. I don't get any kind of, you know, usually the difference between New World and Old World, you're going to get a little bit more fruit, usually more fruit. You get more minerality in the Old World for sure. Yeah, I'm going to say New World on that one. Of course, these days, you know, with the a little bit more heat out there, even some of the Old World wines have a little more fruit to them. However, the minerality is usually really obvious in Old World wines, the kind of earthiness. This one is really dark purple, hedging towards black, I would say. Let's see what we get on the nose. Nice kind of charcoal notes, like charred wood. I'm getting a little bit of an iron, kind of bloody meat element on this one, which again is a kind of an Old World thing on the nose. licorice coming through, a little bit of chocolate as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. Now the chocolate would throw me into the New World category. Big, bold. I like the meatiness of this. You get, you know, like a little bit of a rare meat quality on the palate, with a lot of blackberry, a little bit of blueberry coming through. Plum notes are coming through on this one as well. Some tobacco notes on the kind of on the back of the mid palate into the finish, where there's just a lot of like spice, like white and black pepper spice on this one. A little fresh on the finish. This one has good balance, solid wine, very well made wine. I'm kind of digging this one. I like that kind of finish on this one. It's kind of fresh, just a tiny bit of grip, but not too much. Blueberry, blackberry, plum notes coming through on this one. Yeah, solid wine, good finish with that kind of spicy peppery note, which you would expect because Grenache can be spicy. That's what I like about Grenache. It does add a spicy element to it, and sometimes, of course, the Syrah will too. And oak treatment. This has some oak on it for sure, absolutely, more than the first one for sure. I think the first one mostly would have to be mostly neutral oak. All right. Some leaking going on there. Oh well. That's okay. Good wine. Solid wine. I like it. So I'm going to say New World on that one as well. I just get that, I don't get the earthiness, the minerality. I do get the meaty tannins on it, which you would expect from the Rhone Valley. But, God, did I hit 2 New Worlds right in a row? Because we have 2 New World, 2 Old World. Let's find out number 3. I can always change my mind. Always change. I did in that one episode, remember, and I ended up second guessing myself, and I would have been right if I would have went with my first guess. So I'm going to just stick to this one. I think the first 2 are New World wines. But, like I said, I may change my mind. If that's the case, and the last 2 are Old World. We'll see if that happens. So again, fairly dark on this one. Kind of a blackish purple. Let's see what we get on the nose. Yeah, you get a little funk on this one, which you expect from the Old World in aromatics. A lot of times you'll get a little bit of a funk. Definitely some earthy characteristics. You can get a little forest floor going on. Definitely plum, blackberry notes. Just a hint of blueberry underneath. Yeah, let's see what we get on the palate. Well, if it wasn't for that little bit of funk on the nose, I would definitely say this is hedging towards New World. So it's making me think now. I have no idea what order these are in. But there is some minerality on this one. I get a little bit of crushed rock on the finish, which is definitely an indicator of New or Old World. I like the balance on this one. It has some plushness on it, yet it goes into that minerality. You get kind of plush plum, blueberry, blackberry notes on this. A little bit of kind of earthiness that kind of lies underneath all that fruit. The crushed rock on the finish, to me, is a dead giveaway of an Old World wine. I'm going to say Old World on number 3. I like this wine a lot. I think okay. Yeah. Just good balance, good structure, good complexity on both these two. A little tobacco coming through right on the back end. Like that one a lot. That crushed rock notes. So if you're into Old World wines, you would really like that kind of crushed rock element of these wines. I do. I like that a lot. Yeah, it's kind of, you really get that on the finish. Let's move on to number 4. How many of you out there, do you have a favorite GSM blend that you like? Please put it in the comments. Give me an idea of what you like in GSM blends. Do you like the Rhone wines, Southern Rhone wine blends? Do you have your favorite from Australia, maybe South Africa, maybe the Washington State, California? Number 4. So, yeah, again, really good color on this one. You know, they're throwing some Syrah Mourvedre to help it with that color. You can see through this one a little bit, but it is very dark. Kind of a ruby red color to it, with a little bit of black. Let's see what we get on the nose. So this is the most closed of all the aromatics of the wines. I definitely get a licorice component coming through. Very closed. Aromatically challenged, as we'd like to say. Some blackberry notes. I'm getting some vanilla, hints of vanilla, which would come from oak, no doubt. Yeah, let's see what we get on the palate. Well, palate's a lot better than the nose, that's for sure. This one definitely has some meaty tannins like that number 2 did. There is some minerality on the backside of this one, which indicates it's probably Old World as well. I'm glad they're coming out the way they did, although I don't know why. They didn't mix them up a little bit. That's okay. I like this one. It has good balance. Nice freshness, good, nicely integrated acidity. I have some blueberry notes coming through, even a little bit of black raspberry, the minerality on the finish, and kind of that kind of crushed rock element that comes through on the back end. Like blood on the mid palate. And blood, you know how you cut through it. Get a little bit of that element to this wine on the mid palate with that nice kind of black raspberry meats, plum meats. Maybe even a little bit of strawberry on this one as well. Because that's nice complexity. I like it. Nose not so much, but the palate for sure. Wow, this is a nice lineup. I like it. All right, we got them. Let's do the unveiling. Okay, let's see. In 4th place, I'll say last place. That's a good wine. A little light. I thought I'd give it a C+, B-. I just said it was a little light. Almost Pinot Noir-ish, but I don't always expect that out of a GSM. But if it has a lot of Grenache and more Mourvedre, then perhaps that would be the case. I'm saying New World, C+, B-. Good, good wine, but not my favorite of the bunch. Oh, look at that. 2022, by the way, a good vintage for Washington State. Gilbert Cellars a la Brogues. This is 48% Grenache, 28% Syrah, and 24% Mourvedre. I like it when they put the tasting notes on the back. Not always accurate, not always. $24. C plus B minus. Thought it was good wine, just a little bit light. You know, didn't have the structure that these next three do. And I called this one number 4, Old World, with a B plus A minus. So the New World was right on that one. Got that. B plus A minus. Number 4, Old World. B plus A minus. I liked it. Yeah, here we go. This is the Tessellé Old Vines Côte de Roussillon. Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. Doesn't get percentages. I like Tess. Oh yeah, it does. Here you go. Grenache 50%, Syrah 40, Mourvedre 10. See, this had more Mourvedre, which explains maybe why it was a little bit lighter. And this is, I mean, a steal. Lafage family by Syrah Lafage, excuse me, the Tessellé Old Vines Côte de Roussillon. This is $21, guys. This is a steal. $21. So it was Old World. I was right on that one. Let's move on to the number 3 in second place. Number 3 with an A minus. I really like this wine a lot. Thought I had good balance, good structure, and nice complexity. I guessed it as Old World. See, I got it right. Oh, this is the La Solitude. No, Famille Lancôme, Les Solitudes, Côte de Rhône, 2022. What was the Tessellé? Did I say that one? I did not. That's a 2020. So the 22 Côte de Rhône from Lancôme, La Solitude. It rolls in, guys. Now, get this. I love it when this happens. $16. Old World. I got it. I nailed it. $16. There you go. Now that's a steal for a GSM blend. Let's see if it gets the, oh, there it is. Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. It doesn't give the percentage, but that's okay. Usually they do it in the order that it is, so it's mostly Grenache with some Syrah and Mourvedre. There you go. Nice. The $16 one came in second place. So far, so good. Okay, in first place with a straight up A, I thought this wine had great complexity. I knew it was New World. It just had this bigger fruit, but in balance. It didn't go over the top. It had nicely integrated acidity, that big meaty tannins, which I like about GSM blends. So we have 1 Washington, 2 French. Now what do we got here? 2021 Torbreck, the Stedding from Barossa Valley, Australia. This is 51% Grenache, 28% Shiraz, 21%, they say Mataro, they mean Mourvedre, $35. So you're talking, you know, a little bit more money, but Torbreck is notoriously good wines. I always like Torbreck wines. $35. So Top Dog was the most expensive, but I really like the fact that number 2 was a $16 Côte de Rhône that was really good, and number 3, $21 Old Vine GSM blend from Côte de Roussillon. So Roussillon is just an area inside of the Rhone Valley. They have all different kind of Ventoux, Roussillon, different areas, kind of different sub-appellations inside the bigger Côte de Rhône appellation. So there you have it. Nice lineup. Do you like GSM blends? Again, in the comments, if you could comment and just give me a GSM blend that you really like, your go-to GSM. Do you, like I said, do you like Côte de Rhône? I have seen an upsurge in Côte de Rhône sales at the store. I used to have a hard time selling them. I don't know why. If I stacked them, they just sat there. But not anymore. People have kind of got hooked on those GSM blends from the Southern Rhone. There you have it. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I appreciate your support. New subscribers all the time. I really love it. And tell your friends about it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can see what's coming up. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars. wisely.